Hello, and welcome to Glanbia's Dairy Focus. In this episode, we catch up with Living Proof future farmer John Ryan on the use of slurry, fertilizer and getting ready for the upcoming grazing season.
So John, we're down here probably what you classify the heavier part of your ground. It's probably the wetter part of your farm. We would have been out with you during the summer on the acid water quality, and we would have identified here as your riskier area for phosphorus loss. So what is your plan in relation down here, maybe at the back end of the year, and what is your plan going forward into the spring for the next couple of months? So what would you have done slurry wise in the autumn? When would you have finished?
Slurry wise, there would have nothing got slurry down here, I suppose, August, September, and because we were getting too dodgy. Otherwise, the weather would have been too mixed. And going forward, then we'll say we're watching what the weather is doing, and we keep an eye on the soil temperatures and stuff. We'll say, and before us with any protected urea down here, and we would actually get no slurry until maybe April, until
ideal. So you have a few drain connections heading to a main water body down there at the back of this field. So I suppose again, in relation to slurry, it is the area of your farm to be more careful with. So when you are coming with slurry, I suppose make sure that the weather conditions are good, and that you're maybe holding off until end of March, April to come with your slurry. And as you've done, finish up in August here with your slurry. I suppose, are you spreading it down here on your own, John, your slurry? Are you going with your own slurry spreader?
We're
Perfect.
all trail and shoe.
So I suppose this time of year you want to keep 5 metres back from that drain. So I suppose you're looking at you're talking a metre here, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is really where you should be finishing up.
Yeah, generally I'd leave, we'll say, the full width of the shoe. It's a 7.5 metre shoe, and generally I'd leave roughly the full width of the shoe.
John, we're here discussing the plan of action for cows grazing. So you've cows out today, you've up to 50 cows already calved. So what's your plan of action to get the milking platform grazed? What targets have you set in mind?
Well, sure, I have 40% set for the end of February.
Okay.
And depending then after that, we'll say hopefully another 30 to 40%, we'll say by Paddy's Day.
Okay.
And hopefully get the rest of it grazed, we'll say by the first couple of days of April.
Okay. So we've a spring rotation planner done up that'll give you guidelines on how much to graze. And why do you think it's important to get cows out grazing now when conditions are so good and you have plenty of grass? You've an open farm cover of over 1,000 kgs of dry matter, and you had winter growth of 6. Why is it so important for you to get that grass into those cows?
Well, sure, it is better for the cows. You better milk, more milk. The grass comes back quicker, and we'll better get fertilizer out. We'll say when the weather conditions are ideal,
Okay.
So everything will be.
So good for the cow and good for the farmer.
Hopefully.
Okay. And you mentioned there your plan of action with fertilizer. So if there was slurry spread on ground, let's say in the month of February, how would you hold off then till when to spread any chemical fertilizer?
Any chemical fertilizer, any ground that got slurry will get no chemical fertilizer until March.
Okay. And any ground now that's being grazed presently at the moment, what's your plan of action for that ground?
Well, sure, when that's grazed, we'll say if weather conditions are still suitable, we'll say it'll get 23 units of urea, protected urea.
Great.
If you want any more information on that topic, please talk to your local Glanbia representative or log on to glanbiaconnect.com.